what we are studying this extend method. So basically, we have printed list 4 and list 3, and we'll see what this extend method is actually doing. Okay, so we are extending this list 4 with list 3. Okay, and let me print list 4 again. List 4 after extending list 3. Let me print it. So here initially my list 4 was 100 Python and true, and we have list 3, it contains 2 elements. So after extending, see, if you see this output, what I am getting, I am getting only one list, and that too we have easily merged two lists. Okay, so whenever you will try to use append, what it will do, it will create another list. Okay, but if you want to create only single list, in that case you will have to use dot extend method. Okay, so initially we are having this list 3, and we have merged this list 3 with list 4, and at the output we are getting these complete 5 elements, and if you see the length, it is 5. Okay, so whenever you will have to merge multiple lists, at that time you will have to use this extend method, and this extend method, it is doing what it is doing. Let me write here: to add list to the existing list, and output at the output only one list. Okay, at the output also you are getting only single list. Okay, no, not sub list. So similarly, let me try to add one more list. How many lists we have? Let me try to add a list 2 and list 1 to list 4. Okay, so list 2 also I am extending, and list 1 is also I am extending. Okay, let me run it again. So see here, initially we had only 3 elements, then we after extending list 3 to list 2, we got total 5 elements. Then after extending list 2, we got 10 elements, and at the end, after extending this list 1, how many elements we got? We got 15 elements. And let me copy this output to notepad. So this is my output. So if you see here, we are not getting any sub list kind of thing that we are getting in append method. Okay, so at the output you are getting only one list. Okay, So whenever you are working and if you get any requirement that you want to merge multiple lists, okay, so in that case you will have to use this extend method, and this is very important method that you will have to remember. Okay, so basically this append method, it is used to add single element. It may be string or list. If we are trying to add list, then it will create list inside list. Okay, basically it will create sub list. But in extend, if you want to uh, merge any list, and at the output if you want only a single list, in that case you will have to use this extend method. Basically this extend method, what is it is doing, it is used to add the list. So let me try to add single string. Let us check whether we are able to extend the single string or not. So see here, once I have just type this start parenthesis, so this description what I am getting, extend a list by appending elements from the iterables. Okay, so basically it is expecting iterable meaning uh, the data type which is having multiple elements and that we can iterate. Okay, let us check whether it is trying whether I can able to add this string, and let me print these four. So see here, so basically before this list operation we are discussing a string, right? And string in Python, in for string data type, each character we can iterate for each character, right? So if you see here, let me copy this. In the code what I write, I have written that I want to extend this Python. Okay, and at the output what I got, it takes each character of Python as one element. Okay, so this thing we cannot add like this. uh, One string I cannot able to add. Let me try to add this way, and let us check. So see here I am getting correct output. So basically whenever we try, to extend this string, what it is doing, it is taking each character as an element. Okay, but if you want to add string to if you want to add string to the existing list using extend method, what you will have to do, you will have to pass this string inside this square bracket, meaning you are passing this element as a string as a list. Okay, are you clear with this extend method? If you have any doubt, then you can ask me. If you don't have, then we can discuss another function. You can simply differentiate between append and extend, right? Append method, basically it is used to add a string and extend method it is used to add list. But if you want to add list, if you want to add list using append method, then what it will do, it will create sub list. And if you want to add this string to the to existing list using extend method, it will take each character as an element. So this is my method 2, print. Then we have will discuss method 3, that is insert. So did you observe anything in this extend or append? Whenever we add element, where it is getting added at the end, right? Not at the beginning or at the middle. So if you see at the output, whenever we try to add element, see in this list 4 we have added list 3, right? And where it is getting added at the end, right? Similarly, whenever we have extended this list 2 to list 4, whatever elements we have for list 2, it is getting added at the ending, right? And for this list 1, whatever elements we have for list 1, those are getting added at the end of this list 4. Okay, so suppose you got any requirement that you want to insert element at the beginning or at a certain position or at particular position. So for that also we have one method called insert. Okay, so in this method, insert method, you will have to specify at which index you will have to pass those element, or you will have to add the element. Okay, so this insert method, insert index and then element. So my list 2 is very small, list 3 is very small. Let me try to add element to list 3. So here I'll use insert. So if you see here, what is the syntax? This insert is expecting index and object. Okay, insert object before index. So basically whatever index you are passing, at that point it will add a new element. Okay, so let me print here what is my list 3. And I'll print length of list 3 also. For now I'll comment this. Okay, so my list 3 is true and false and length of it is 2. So for example, I want to insert element between this true and false. So we have only two elements, right? And index of this true is 0 and index of this false is 1. So I want to add new element between these two position. Okay, so basically I want to add a new element at index 1. So let us check how can we add. Let me define index position and element and I'll print this list again. Let us check how we are getting. So see here, what I did, I have inserted, let me print this also so that see the error I am getting because for IPL, for this string I have used double quotes, and outer side I am using those double quotes. That's why it is giving me error. So if this case, so I'll replace double quotes to single quote. Okay, so this is my list 3. Then what I did, I have inserted this IPL at which index? At index 1. Where is my index 1? After true, my index 1 is there, right? 0 index, then this is first index and this is second index. So I have inserted this element at index 1. Okay, so this IPL is getting inserted at index 1. Okay, similarly, if you want to add, like for example, I want to add new element after this IPL. So index of this true is 0, then IPL as 1, and at index 2 position I want to add new element. Okay, so I'll copy this statement again. Now I want to add 2, and did I write RR here? Any string I can write here. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to insert this Python keyword, Python string at index 2 position. So let me save it and run it again. So if you see here, initially we did insert IPL, and where we have inserted it at index position 1. Okay, then we have inserted this Python at which index position? At index position 2. So if you see, this is my output, and there IPL and this Python is getting added. Okay, to where? To actual list, and that is list 3. And now my length of list 3 is 4. Okay, so let us try to add, here we have added a string. Let us try to add a list here, and let us check whether we are able to add the list. So at third position I am trying to add, let me try to add list 2, and let's check whether we are able to execute this or not. Save it and run it. Okay, so here just see, we have added at third index, we have added this list 2, and at the output what we are getting, similarly, similar to append method, what it is doing, it is again inserting that list to this position. Okay, So I have inserted this list where at third position. Okay. So this is my first position. This is 0 index, 1 index, 2 index and 3 index. And in the code what I have written? I have written that I want to insert this list at which index? At third index. So at third index, this insert method, it is used to add element to this particular index, and here you will pass which element you will have to add. If you want to add string, then it would be easily adding string to that particular index that we have added this IPL and Python. And whenever we are trying to add this list, then it will create sub list inside this. This is my list 3, right? So it will create sub list. Element may be anything, just you need to remember how this insertion operation is doing, right? If you are adding string, then there is no issue, but if you are trying to add this list, it will create sub list. And if you want to iterate, how you can iterate? So you will have to write 0 1 2 3. So if you pass here 3, then you will get all this list here. Okay. Are you clear with this insert statement? So basically, three statements we have seen till now, three methods we have seen, and the functionality of these three methods are same, right? Basically, these append method, extend method, and insert method. What these three functions are doing? They are inserting elements only, right, to the existing lists. So basically, in interview, if you get any question like how many methods are there in list that are able to insert element to the list, or that are able to modify your actual list. So there are three methods. Using these three methods, you can able to insert element. Which method? Append method, extend method, and this insert method. Append method, it is used to add element string. If you add, if you try to add list, then it will create sub list. If you want only one list at the end, and if you want to perform list concatenation, or if you want to perform list merging, in that case you will use this extend method. If there is requirement that you want to add any element at particular index position, at that time you will use this insert method. Okay. So based on your requirement only, you can able to use these methods. Okay. Append, extend, and insert. Functionally, basically these methods are used to add elements to the list. So we have this. Let me add comment here. What this insert method it is doing? To add element to the list using index. Using index. To add element to the specific index position on the list. Okay, so this is my third method. So we'll see how many methods are there. Now we have seen methods to add element to the list. Now we'll see methods to remove elements from the list. So basically there are two methods available to remove element. One is pop and one is remove. Okay. So I think this pop method you have seen in C or C++. What it is doing? Basically, it will this method it is removing last element, right, from your list or array. If you remember, I think you would have studied this method push and pop, right? What it is doing, if you want to insert any element to the array, then you would be using push and pop. But in Python we don't have this push method because append, extend and insert method are doing same work like push. And but if you want to remove any element from the list, then we can use pop, list dot pop. But in pop you will have to pass index, and in remove method you will have to use a particular element to remove element using index. So let me print from same list, we'll try to remove it. List 3 I'll print. And length of list I'll also print. Let me print here only. Of length list 3 length of list 3. Let me save it and let me print. So this is my complete list 3 and length is 5. Okay, let me try to pop it. List 3 dot pop. So see, using this index position in pop is optional. What if you see the explanation here, remove and return item at index. Okay, and by default if you see in this bracket, index is -1, and what is -1? -1 is basically your last element, right? So let me try to in at first stage I don't push anything, and let me print list 3 again. I didn't pass anything, right, in pop method for now. So we'll check what it is doing. So see here. So initially my length was 5. After using pop method, my length is 4, and we'll see what it has removed. So at the end there was false element, but here if you see in this list we are not getting this false. Okay, so basically if you don't pass any index in this pop method, it will try to remove last element. Okay, and if you pass anything, let us pass this one, or let us try to remove this python from the list. What would be the index that I'll have to pass? 0 1 2. Okay, 2 or -2 also I can pass. So let me print this. You will have to remember one thing: whenever you are performing this thing, you cannot print it, right? So I'm not writing this statement inside print. Okay, So let me pop Python, and Python is at second position, and let me print statement. Here I'm printing what I'm popping. See here. So if I don't pass any index position, it will remove my last element from the list. And here I am passing -2. -2 is basically this Python index. Okay. And are you able to see this Python here? No, right? So what it removed? It has removed this Python, and which was at index second position. If you iterate from left, this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. Positive and positive indexing and negative indexing, it supports both. It's up to you whether you have to use positive index or negative index. Here I have used negative index. Okay. So basically this pop method, are you clear? If you don't pass any index position here, it will default remove last element. Here I will write, if you don't pass index, then it will remove last element. Okay. So we have one more method, and this method is last for today. We have one method called remove method. We'll quickly see it. And here I'll use element. So what is my last? Okay. So this is my list 3. Let me print it again. And I'll try to remove dot remove. If you see here, what I'm getting in syntax, you will have to pass value, remove first occurrence of the value. Okay. Let me see whether we have list of duplicate values. Here in list 5 we have, like, because this list 5 is huge. So let me do one thing. Let me, in list, we are dealing with list 3. Okay. In list 3 I'll try to add -1. Let me here I'm adding one more element of IPL at the end. Okay. See, this is at least 3. We are getting 2 IPL, and now we are trying to use remove method. This remove method. In this remove method, I'll type IPL. So what it will do, it will remove whatever first occurrence it will find in the list. Okay. So here also I'm getting single quote and double quote issue. So let me replace double quote with single quote, and let me try to print list 3 again. So basically, see what is the output here I'm getting. So initially my list 3 was this. Let me copy these two. And after removing IPL, this output I am getting. If you see these two lists, okay, initially I was this IPL, true IPL and Python, then I have added this IPL at the end, and I have used dot remove method. Dot remove method, what it is doing, it is used to remove whatever elements that you are passing in this method, okay. So I have passed IPL. So from this list, what is the first occurrence it is getting? It is getting this IPL, which is there next to true, right? So at the output, I'm not getting this IPL because this has been removed using dot remove method, okay. So are you clear? We have two methods to remove elements from the list, pop and remove, okay. So do you have any question? If you have, then you can ask. If you don't have, then we can wind up for today. I'll upload this